Hi everyone, I'm CaliKim. Welcome to my garden. You asked, we're answering. Today's question on thinning seedlings comes from our YouTube community page, and it couldn't be better timing, so I knew I had to pick it for today's video. By thinning your seedlings, you'll have bigger, stronger, healthier plants, but only if done correctly. Let's read Amy's question. How do I know when to thin plants and how much? Is it really necessary? Amy, great question. We all get excited about what we plant and do everything we can to make sure that it grows. Because that's what we all want, right? You asked, and here's my answer. Let's jump in. First of all, what if we don't thin our seedlings? Did you catch that? That was a great part of Amy's question. If you don't thin your seedlings and they're planted too thickly, you can have huge overcrowding issues, which can actually stunt your plants, and then you won't get good, robust growth. Overcrowding can lead to big problems. Your seedlings will compete for water, nutrients, light. By thinning them, you spread them out and allow them the space to breathe and take up the nutrients that you have here in your seedling trays. So it definitely is necessary, especially if your seedlings are planted thickly. Next part of Amy's question is, how do I know when to thin my seedlings? Knowing this is a really critical part of the solution here. I wait until my seedlings have at least 1 to 2 sets of true leaves. And the reason why this is important is if you thin them when they just have their cotyledons, that's the little baby leaf that appears when the seedling first germinates, has kind of this round oval shape. This is actually the leaf that feeds the plant until the true leaves appear. So if you thin them at just this stage when they only have the cotyledons, it's way too early, really not necessary. You want to see how your seedlings are going to grow and fill out the seedling tray that they're in, and that's when you start to thin them. Now let me give you a little exception to that rule. When your plants are looking a little stunted for whatever reason, a lot of times that means that they're planted too closely. Now this giant red mustard greens really I haven't seen much growth from it for a couple of weeks. We've had some hot weather, but that could be why. But it also could be that they need a little bit of thinning out so that they have a little bit more room to grow and thrive. And I've seen this over and over again. Plants that are too crowded just stop growing. But once you thin them, it's like giving them the magic bullet to grow, and they just grow and thrive so that you have healthy plants to put out in your garden. I suggest leaving about 2 inches between each little seedling. And this is a tatsoi mustard greens. I'm not going to be able to get these planted outside for about another month due to the hot weather we're having. They're definitely going to need more space. So in here, in each one of my seed cells is 4 separate seedlings. Now for them to grow in here for another month without being thinned, it will probably be the death of them because they just will run out of nutrients in this small, tiny seedling trays. So what I'm going to do is take my little sharp pair of precision pruners. Really important that you're snipping at the base of the plant. You do not want to just yank your seedlings out, because what that does when you pull it out is it will disturb the roots of the plants around it, and we want the plants around it to thrive. So what I'm going to do here is pick the strongest couple of seedlings in each seedling cell. I'll pick the strongest and the tallest, the one with the most sets of true leaves. Here we've got one that's got at least 2 sets of true leaves. But a little side note here, when they get crowded, they start getting leggy. To see how these have long stems here, they should have nice, short, stocky stems, because what they're doing is they're stretching for the light, which causes them to be leggy. So I'm actually going to snip out the weakest of the plants here, which would be with this one right in front. I'm going to snip it right at soil level. Just snip that out. And don't worry, it's not going to go to waste. I'll share what I do with that in just a moment. And I know like you feel like you're killing your seedlings. I totally get that, but you're actually not. They're going to go to good use, and you're taking the best of the best, and they will grow into nice, strong, healthy plants. Now I've got 3 seedlings in here. I'm going to cut out the middle one. Got about 2 inches between the plants here. The best way you can help us out is to click the thumbs up button on every video you watch, and be sure you subscribed, and we'll keep the content coming. Now I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process for each one of the 6 seedling cells in this pack. I'm thinning them all down to 2 seedlings per cell. I have my mustard green seedlings all thinned. Now, what's the benefit of taking out and thinning all these extra seedlings? Take a look at what we have left. If you said better airflow and healthier plants, you're absolutely right. That's definitely one huge benefit of thinning. Other benefits of thinning, if you said better access to nutrients, you're absolutely right on that one too. Instead of 6 seedlings per little 6-pack here, 4 to 6 seedlings, there's only 2, which means that when I feed them once a week with my water-soluble fertilizer, they're gonna be able to take up the nutrients a lot more effectively, and these seedlings are really gonna take off. Also, much better access to airflow within the seedling cell itself, which is gonna help the plants be healthier overall, and you're not gonna see as many fungus gnats in your house this way too. Everybody good so far? Any questions? Well, I have a question for you. Now what do we do with the thinned seedlings? Well, we've got a couple of different options. We could toss them in the trash, not. Toss them in the compost, no way. Or we could eat them for lunch. Yes, indeed. These are actually like little microgreens or little mini greens. And you can make a really delicious little salad out of them or just eat them raw. They're so yummy when they're nice and small. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are amazing. They have so much flavor packed into these small, tiny greens. So nothing goes to waste here at CaliKim Garden and Home. We either eat it, compost it, or plant it again. This one, we're eating. Now let's go back to our stunted mustard greens here. Remember those? Now these are really just a little bit too small to thin, but because they are stunted and not growing, I'm gonna thin out the weakest seedlings to give them a little bit more elbow room, and you will be amazed at how that will help the remaining seedlings just take right off. We use these to top our little salad snack here. Adds a nice little bit of color. Mustard greens are super zippy and just so yummy. And these are all greens from my fall garden seed collection and my specialty green collection. We're getting ready to plant out for cool weather. Lots more room here with my red mustard greens, and we just pumped up the level of our lunchtime salad here with some nice little mustard green toppings. Now keep in mind, you may have to thin out your seedlings a couple of times as they grow. So I'm going to be keeping an eye and watching, especially the mustard greens. They're very small right now, but as they grow, I may need to repeat this thinning process, especially if I'm not quite ready to plant these seedlings outside in the garden, because they're going to run out of room in their 6-packs and they may need the extra space in order for them to keep growing before you can get them planted outside. What if you have larger plants? An alternative to thinning out the seedlings is actually to pull out some of the plants and transplant them into a larger container or up potting. You might have seen our transplant video last week. So what I'm going to do here with these kale plants, because they're about 3 to 4 inches tall, and kale actually will transplant very easily. Now your root vegetables are not going to transplant easily. You'd be much better off to thin them rather than to transplant them into a larger container. But here you can see in my 6-pack, I've got 4 individual kale seedlings. And what I can do is very gently separate a couple of them out to transplant into another container. And that way I have a couple extra seedlings that will grow into brand new plants. So very carefully with my tiny shovel here, I'm gonna lift one out, being gentle with the roots. I've got my transplant container ready, little hole dug in the middle. Just gonna pop it right in there. And this one is just a little bit leggy, so I'm actually gonna build up the soil around the stem of the plant to give it some extra support. Add in some extra soil, and here I'm using my DIY seed starting mix or my DIY potting mix. It's nice and light, and you can grow your seedling all the way in this mix until you transplant it outside. Extra soil will give that leggy stem some extra support there. And here we go, a brand new kale plant with plenty of room to grow and thrive. So you could actually do that for each individual seedling here in this 6-pack. Now, like I mentioned, some seedlings just don't transplant well. The tatsoi doesn't always do well. That's why I went ahead and thinned it. But you do kind of have to make your own determination. Root vegetables generally don't transplant well. Sometimes you can very gently pull apart lettuce seedlings, but it usually works well with nice sturdy seedlings like peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, or some of your hardier cold weather vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, or cauliflower. Amy, thanks so much for your question. Great question for today's video. And for everybody else, make sure you head over to the YouTube community page. It's so much fun over there. We have a great time answering your questions. Hope this one was helpful. Make sure you comment down below if you're going to be thinning your seedlings this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.